musikaalsed mobiilid olid eelroaks järgimisele tehnikakunsti hõrgutisele. Plektrum festivali peaesineja, videokunstnike rühmitus AntiVJ on teretulnud külaline uue kunsti festivalidel üle maailma. Nad valgustavad maju ja loovad projektorite abil skulptuure. Kumus lubasid nad publiku viia tulevikureisile 3D kino ruumilise videoga.
Tonight we're doing a stereoscopic show with the band Principles of Geometry, and we're using a special technology. We're using something called stereoscopy, and that's the same technology that's being used in IMAX 3D. So we're doing the show in 3D with depth. So people put glasses on and they can see all the visuals with this new Z-axis. So that's why I've got this equipment to generate 3D images and project them on the screen.
So what does each of those pieces do, really?
Actually, so each computer is calculating two images, one for each eye, because I'm sending a different image to each eye of the audience. Two images, they look pretty much the same, but they're slightly different. And when you get each image in one eye, then your brain will recreate the 3D effect.
So as I understand, you're not showing a ready-made video clip, but you're really mixing it live.
We are actually, the computer is generating the images in real time. We're working with a real-time engine, so all what you see is just being created by the computers. There's no video on my hard disk, there's nothing pre-recorded apart from a few things, but most of the show is just in real time. So that's quite interesting, because then I can use the sound from the band, and the sound will change the visuals. The visuals are audio reactive, so what's happening on stage has an influence on the visuals as well.
For the people who haven't heard anything about VJs, could you just please explain?
VJing is doing live visuals. Well, actually it's quite wide, and now there are many types of VJing and different styles and different places. The most common one is festivals or clubs, when people are asked to do some projection next to a DJ or a musician or a band. I realized that there were many different types of VJing, and you could project on different materials and 3D objects, and that VJing wasn't restricted to a rectangular screen. So I started doing different formats and different things, and now what I do is very different to what I was doing at the beginning.
How do you work with the musicians? Do you produce the content and they illustrate it, or is it vice versa?
We met with Principles of Geometry quite recently. It's one of the few bands that I could clearly see images while just closing my eyes and listening to their music. So it was more this way that music really inspired the content creation, and we worked together on a scenario and on the narrative, and I think we really want to push the narrative side much further.
Do you feel competition from upstairs when all lights and all attention is directed to the screen and no one is looking at you?
It's also a nice kind of energy to see people fixing their attention to a movie, and they go with the music, though they don't look at us. It's another type of energy, but it's also a nice energy. It's another type of feeling from the public, the audience.
And we can hide ourselves behind the image, and this is very funny. Music is math, and for us music is also part of geometry. Everything is a formula.
So you have a bit of bass, and you have a bit of this, and you put this, you put that, and you have a whole figure in the end. The song has an architectural dynamic. That's a part of the reason why we use this.
So we always, when we compose, we always compose with images in our heads.
If we think broader in the sense of culture, in sense of music culture and cinema culture, where does your activity, where does it actually go?
I think it's just probably just an evolution of the different mediums, and with a graphic designer background I can clearly see that the stereoscopic technology is going to explode really soon, and in a couple of years' time we'll have stereoscopic DVD players or something. All the content we used tonight was computer generated, but you can also film stereoscopic images with cameras, and I'm sure in a couple of years' time we'll have probably TV shows in stereoscopy, and we'll have this third dimension available.
I heard the organizers of this festival, Plektrum, said that you will be back in Estonia in 2011 and you'll be doing things in the city space. What have you exactly got in mind, or will that be possible?
With the label AntiVJ, we do loads of different projects, and something we do quite regularly now and we're really interested in is projections on buildings, and using the mapping technique we can use usual projectors and light up the architecture and tell a story and have interesting visual effects. We're probably going to have a look around tomorrow with Stan and see if there are some buildings that could be inspiring.